Okay, on this first session, we really want to talk about what psychic power is. And we hear it bandied around an awful lot. You know, it's I'm a psychic, I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a mediumship, I'm in this. We are all psychic. The only difference is how we attune our powers. It is something that we are all born with. It's nothing scary. It is the most natural thing in the world. When we have babies, if you ever look at a newborn baby, they're absolutely looking everywhere. And people say, oh, it's because they can't focus. The reason they can't focus is because they're seeing everything. They're seeing the energies, the atoms, the ozone zones, all the little particles and everything else, because they're just so wide open. And very quickly, within a couple of days or weeks, they learn to focus. So they focus on their mum's face, or they focus on particular items that we are showing them. And what this does, the brain is saying to itself, oh, that's what I need to see. That's what I need to react to. And it starts to cut everything else out. So we're just focusing on familiar things that we know. Is that making sense to everybody? Just give me a little bit of a nod. That's making sense? Yeah. What we have to do when we want to develop our psychic powers is to reopen that. It's almost like re-educating our brains. It's re-educating what we accept as what we want to see. Now, just out of interest here, if you would, how many of you see energies, see auras? I can see Jack is putting her hand up. I can see Amanda's putting her hand up. Jeff's debating whether he's putting his hand up. Lillian's got her hand half there, not too sure whether I am or I'm not. Okay. But this is the main thing that people say to me is, oh gosh, Gail, I just can't see energy and I wish I could see energy. And what it is that they're not really acknowledging what the energy is or how it looks. So I'm going to ask you another question here. How many of you have seen a heat haze on a road? And I do appreciate that those of you that live in England, like I do, it's not very often that we get enough heat, but we do get it occasionally. So how many of you have seen heat haze on the roads? All of you? Yeah. So it is kind of saying to your brain, ah, that is energy. That is what I'm looking for when I look at people, because energy really is heat. And that is what our body generates all the time. That's why we eat all this food and calories. And in my case, often I eat more calories than what I actually use. And henceforth, our body's got a funny way of storing it. It's called cellulite and fat and wobbly bits. But it is that kind of energy. It just, our bodies convert it into glucose, which converts into fat, which we store. But that is what our body is creating all the time. Also, our brain uses between 70 and 85% of the energy that our bodies create. So I know it's sometimes difficult for people that are manual workers like Phil. He'll go out, he'll do a day's work where he's shifting stuff all day long, or he's lifting, or he's moving, and he'll come home physically shattered, and he can understand why he's shattered, because he's been physically working all day long. But those of us that work in offices, or those of us that work in any kind of thing where we're using our brain constantly, we never see ourselves move. We never really acknowledge the energy that we're using. But going back to what I said, that the brain uses between 70 and 80–85% of the energies that we produce, that is why we get so tired and fatigued. So when we are wanting our aura to grow, and we're wanting to move into that altered state of being more aware of the other dimensions beyond the physical, then the bigger our aura is, the more connection that we have got, the more psychic power that we have got. So it is important whenever you're wanting to actually sit and do any kind of psychic or mediumistic work, that you turn your brain off before. And that is what the meditation's all about.